We will continue with our reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto. I believe we had read till text 12 of chapter 8, right? Chapter 8, text 12, I think we had read. So we'll go ahead with chapter text 13 then. I think we had read in chapter 8, 12 chapter, no? Text 12. Because we start with text 13. पतिषु च मुक्तभावेन तत्र तत्र विसक्तमति प्रणयाहारहृदय कार्पण्य स्कन्धेनुना स्कन्धेनोद्वाहति एवं सङ्ग उदसि चादयो पाललायन्तं परमं अवाप. When entering the forest, the animal would appear very attractive to Bharat Maharaj due to its childish behavior. Maharaj Bharat would even take the deer on his shoulders and carry it due to affection. His heart was so filled with great love for the deer that he would sometimes keep it on his lap or when sleeping on his chest. In this way, he felt great pleasure in fondling the animal. But Maharaj Bharat left his home, wife, children, kingdom, and everything else to advance his spiritual life in the forest. But again, he fell victim to material affection due to his attachments to an insignificant pet deer. What then was the use of his renouncing his family? One who is serious in advancing in spiritual life should be very cautious not to become attached to anything but Krishna. Sometimes, in order to preach, we have to accept many material activities, but we should remember that everything is for Krishna. If we remember this, there is no chance of our being victimized by material activities. And we can see a very important point being based out here in this particular section, in this particular juncture of Bharat Maharaj's life. Bharat Maharaj was deriving such a great pleasure in fondling the deer. He would feel so nice, the deer playing around, entering the forest, he'd carry the deer on his shoulders. Now Srila Prabhupada is speaking in the purport of the same Bharat Maharaj who has given up his wife, his children, his kingdom, his opulence, everything else. He fell victim to material attachment to a seemingly insignificant pet deer. And therefore, Prabhupada is making raising the question, what is the use of his renunciation then? What good is renunciation is all about? what Buddhist renunciation is all about. And Prabhupada is giving a very beautiful solution. Prabhupada is explaining that okay, renunciation, even though one is renounced, one has to be very, very alert. Alert not to develop material attachments towards anything in life. And then Srila Prabhupada is mentioning the points. Bharat Maharaj. So he got attached. And Prabhupada is saying, okay, even in preaching, we have to deal with so many material things. But only if one is thinking that everything belongs to Krishna, then only one can save himself from attachment. Prabhupada is saying. Now, this is very instructive. This goes to show that renunciation is not an achievement or accolade in itself. What can we renounce? Renunciation is not an achievement or accolade in itself. Accolade is synonymous to achievement. It's not a glory in itself. So what is renunciation doing in one's life? Renunciation is just bringing one to a ground which appears to be favorable. First of all, the Bhagavatam speaks. There is no ground in this material world which is favorable. There is no place in this material world which is favorable. Bharat Maharaj went to the forest. One may say, okay, palace may be a very sensual place. If one is in a palace, then one is prone to a lot of sensuality, provocations, sensual allurements, and so on. But a forest is no exception, as what we are seeing here in the pages of Bhagavatam. So there it was a child, here it is a deer. So the only difference is the object of attachment has changes. The principle of attachment uh, is very much the same. Bharat Maharaj in his palace might have been attached to his queens uh, and or children, and here he is getting attached to the deer. There's not much difference. So in this way, uh, the first point to understand is there is no ground in this material world which is of itself favorable. The other day we were meditating on this theme. Then we started meditating on Strawberry Muni. And Strawberry Muni, to avoid distraction, went inside water. Look at his power, caliber. He thought outside water, a lot of distraction. He went inside water. He said, hey, let me not be distracted. No, no billboards, no WhatsApp notifications, no YouTube notifications, nothing. He went inside water. When mobiles cannot work and laptops cannot work. No, like that. But was he saved? No. Even inside water, he saw two fishes doing romance. He was bold up. Two fishes were doing romance. Seeing that side, he also developed desire. I also want to do romance. He forgot his body is on the verge of death. It was a emaciated body. He got so excited towards romance and towards marriage and so on. He straight went to the king with 50 daughters, Maharaj Mandata, and he gave marriage proposal. And Mandata was looking up and down. what to do. So, yeah. So we know the story, but look at the provocation. And when his daughters they rejected him, and he realized that they had rejected him. This is a cultured society, so they were not outright making a mockery of him. But he realized that they are rejecting. So he said, "Oh, what's the problem?" And then he looked in front, looked at himself, looked in front of the mirror. He understood what is the problem. You're such an old emaciated body. He changed his body. Why is that a purpose? It's so unfortunate. Now you may say, what then? No, no, the same question is asked. Okay, what is the use of Saubiri Muni's Tapobal? Tapobal should be your towards should be utilized towards compassion for the living entities, not to make one's body uh, sexually, sensually attractive. The Saubiri Muni might have had a healthy body in his youth also, and he sacrificed that healthy body and strong senses in the fire of tapasya to get tapobal, and he's using the same tapobal to get back again a attractive body. What is the use? What is the use? Same question. Properly speaking, in the purport here, what is the use? Bharat Maharaj announced attachment to the child and attachment to the deer. Both are the attachment. Enough. Both are examples of attachment. What is the use? So no place in this material world is a favorable place. So one may leave his 20 lakh job and go and start staying in the temple. But in the temple, one may get attached to the comfortable life, having a car, having an office, AC office, and so on. And what is the use of that renunciation? That doesn't mean that sitting in the 20 lakh office is all good. It is equally bad like that. But so is sitting in the temple and being attached to the AC and being attached to a car and so on. This is just an example. So, yes, instead of being attached to AC, it should be attached to AC Bhaktivedanta Swami. So, the the point is, no place in this material world is a favorable place as such. So, now then what is to be done? So, Prabhupada said, therefore, alertness is required. The prime responsibility of a sadhaka is to remain alert, not to get materially attached. Because no place on itself is a favorable place. Therefore, we don't think of leaving the cities and going and staying in Vrindavan and Mayapur and so on. In the forests of Vrindavan, in Sakunja, in the groves. We don't think of going there because there also one can get attached. Just by going in Vrindavan, our lust, pride, greed are not going to end. Our lust, pride, greed are going to end only when we struggle for the mission of the Lord as an instrument of the Lord with full alertness. So, by itself, the situation is never going to be favorable. No situation is favorable. Neither a home situation, nor a temple situation, nor any situation. Everywhere there are allurements, not even a forest. Situation becomes favorable when we have to make it favorable by our endeavors. Then they become favorable. Only by our endeavors we can make it favorable. So the endeavor to make it favorable. How? By adding a lot of devotee association in our lives. By adding a lot of service in our lives. By adding reporting in our lives. Whom are we reporting to? What are we reporting about? Whom are we reporting? Whose instructions are we following? How much of our life is filled with service? That decides how favorable our situation is. It doesn't matter whether we are staying in the temple or next to temple, on the home. So only by bringing Krishna near to us. Bharat Maharaj was in the forest. He took one step, but he did not complete that step. He went to the forest, he was all alone. He did not go to the devotees. So the forest became a trap for him. He got trapped in the forest like that. So therefore, unless we start developing positive attachment for the devotees of the Lord, for the parampara, for the acharyas, for the senior devotees, unless we start developing attachment for the mission of the Lord, we cannot help ourselves getting bound and trapped by the material attachments. That is the point. There is only one way. We don't give any space to mental attachments to enter our lives, our hearts, then only we can be saved. Otherwise, very difficult to be saved. And that is why as soon as anything comes to us, immediately we offer to Krishna. Like money, as soon as it comes, whole world should know. ISKCON world should know that money has come to us. No? So that everybody can make plans how to use it in business service. And we are happy after it. No? Like that. Then we are saved. Otherwise, it will become a tumor in the head. Oh, brain tumor. Like that. Same is true for everything else. Similarly, when you make a temple, when you make a temple, we should not become the de facto authority. Huh? The acharya in the temple. One should be a humble servant and invite all devotees to come and beg them to come and let them come and preach. Like that. And we should just humbly serve. Huh? That is the point. So, we offer everything to Krishna. So, one has to be very alert from ourselves. So, therefore, in itself, situations are not favorable. We make them favorable by adding the association of devotees, by adding the service, by adding the mission. In this way, when we cultivate positive attachment toward devotees and the mission, then we can save ourselves from the attachment to the multiple things. Let's read further. Another principle we can see here, if Bharat Maharaj got attached to a deer, that means in this material world, developing attachment is a very easy and very cheap phenomenon. One can develop attachment to anything. So Bharat Maharaj got attracted to a deer. This was not a golden deer also. Sita Devi got attracted to golden deer, Mother Sita. No? This was just a normal deer like that. So this material world is such that if one is not careful enough, one can even get attracted and attached to a donkey. Yeah. Because Bhagavatam, therefore, they're speaking deer, but in our life, even a donkey is sufficient. Yeah. Hmm. Like that only, one can even be attached to a donkey. That is this material world. So attachment is such a principle that the object of attachment doesn't marry this attachment. It doesn't matter. This attachment can happen to anything and anybody like that. And look at the principle of attachment that way. Yeah. Look at the principle of attachment. So therefore, Material world is dangerous. Any place we focus and we have no higher goal in life, we can develop attachment. Yeah. People keep snakes also as pets. No? Crocodiles also as pets. It's true. Crocodiles also they keep as pets. Like that. Some people, their children are so demoniac. Still they are attached to them. You know? Yeah. This fellow should be thrown out, and something. Yeah, Duryodhan. Vidurji was telling, kill him. You know? You will do the greatest benefit to humanity if you kill him right now. He is young, yeah. I mean, he's a small child, he cannot do much nonsense. If he grows, he'll create havoc in the whole world. Dhritarashtra did not do that. No. These are not just extrapolated hyperbola stories. These are very true, real facts. People have their children who are very bad elements in the society, but they still protect them. They still give this thing to them. Yeah. Uh, Many times people are not ready to hear anything wrong against their no, children. Huh? Like that. Oh, this is blind attachment actually. Blind attachment. So in this way, we can see that one can get a develop if we don't have any other higher goal in life. I have to just said about donkey. There are creatures even more no, ghastly and lonely than that. No? And we can get attached to donkey also. No? And one may say, "Oh, my donkey, my dear." Uh, so better to be attached to Krishna with uh, than some donkey, some demon, some rascal, some no. So you can text 13, 14, 14. You text 14. Yeah. Like sometimes people feel that okay, I should give all my everything to my family members, to my brothers, to my brothers, sisters, everything, and none of them show any signs of being a devotee. Sometimes, not for every case, but in some cases. So this person is giving all his energy, everything just for them. Huh? And Vaishnav was saying this is not, this is bodily mundane attachment. Huh? So, so what is the use of banging on, say, some relatives that okay, because they're my relatives, if they are not turning up and they're not becoming devotees of, huh? Better to give them to give time and energy to those who are ready to become devotees. Huh? Okay, my brother, my sister, but they are demons, they are meditators, they are not showing any symptom. Being devotee, one is using all this time, energy, money for them. What is the use? Better spend time and energy on the people who are ready to become devotees. So that is why a devotee does not is very cautious not to get swayed off by these mundane attachments, bodily attachment. So it's my bodily, my brother, it's my wife, it's my son, it's my whatever, like that. He, uh, uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Srila Prabhupada did not wait for his wife and children to become devotees. Uh, he gave them wealth, he gave them whatever earnings he had, and he left. And Prabhupada himself had such a terrible financial struggles in the initial phase. So he left them and he was preaching. The Prabhupada did not say, "Oh, my son, how many rounds chanting." Prabhupada didn't cry on that. No? And therefore, Prabhupada gave Krishna consciousness to thousands of sons. This is Krishna consciousness, not the mundane attachment. Oh, because my son, how can I? Only my son, that's all. Because my son. No, no. Krishna, we should see everyone as Krishna's sons. So therefore, a devotee is very attached. I mean, very alert not to develop attachments, not to get lost in mundane attachments. Mundane attachments. Therefore, the the prime of our life should not be wasted. Uh, we should invest the prime of our life giving Krishna consciousness to thousands of people. And not just based on 2, 3 people, there may or may not become devotees. They can be one among the thousands, that is fine. But they cannot be the only. And if they don't become devotees, then also what is the achievement? And even if they become devotees, then our score is only 3. Which is not. Or 4. How big a family you can like that. That is why a devotee is very alert, not to succumb to mundane attachments. Kriyana nirvartyaman antaralepi udayothaya yadaina avichakshita darahe baba vava savarshapati prakrtisthena nasa tasma ashisha asaste swasti sadvatsa te sarvata iti. When Maharaj Bharat was actually worshipping the Lord or was engaged in some ritualistic ceremony, although his activities were unfinished, he would still at intervals get up and see where the deer was. In this way, he would look for it. And when he could see that the deer was comfortably situated, his mind and heart was very satisfied. And he would bestow his blessings upon the deer, saying, "My dear calf, may you be happy in all respects." But because his attraction for the deer was so intense, Bharat Maharaj could not concentrate upon worshipping the Lord or performing his ritualistic ceremonies. Even though he was engaged in worshipping the deity, his mind was restless due to his inordinate affection. While trying to meditate, he would simply think of the deer, wondering where it had gone. In other words, if one's mind is distracted from worship, a mere show of worship will not be of any benefit. The fact that Bharat Maharaj had to get up at intervals to look for the deer was simply a sign that he had fallen down from the spiritual platform. Yes. This is the difference between affection and attachments. What is the difference between affection and attachment? We can see it highlighted here. A devotee is asked to be affectionate to all living. He's very kind to all. He's compassionate to all living. He feels for every living entity, wants to help, serve every living entity. But every such creature has to save himself or herself from becoming attached. So affection turns into attachment when the meditation or anxiety or concern for the other person becomes so intense that it starts disrupting one's own spiritual practices. So if one is a family man, he has wife, children, he has to take care of his wife, take care of his children, take care of his parents, so on. But should not take care in such a way that one has no time for his own Krishna consciousness. So if one says, "Oh, I have so many responsibilities, so however I am not finding time for Krishna consciousness," that means one is not undertaking his responsibilities in an affectionate or caring manner, as what the Shastra describes, but he is undertaking those responsibilities in an attached, materially attached manner. So only an attached manner has no time because all the time is spent. So here you see Bharat Maharaj was not able to sit up. They were sitting down, trying to stand, and immediately he was anxious. "Hey, what about my dear?" So devotees are concerned, but they do not give up their position, their place value. That is the difference between attachment and affection. So when we help other people, we should be very careful that that concern and anxiety for them should not disrupt our own spiritual practices. We do possible efforts to help them, but we have to understand that our connection to Krishna is the source of our strength, which with which we can help them. So Krishna Shakti bina nahi tar parivartan. Unless we have Krishna Shakti, we cannot do good to anybody. And therefore, our service to Krishna and surrender to Krishna is most foundational. So you see, Shivanand Sen was also having a dog, but he was carrying his dog in the yatra and he was continuing with the services. Is it not? It's not Shivanand Sen had a pet, the dog came along and Shivanand Sen was merciful to that dog, similar to Bharat Maharaj's case. So he gave him food, took care of him, you know? He was giving him prasadam. So the dog was coming along, he allowed him not to come. But he did not give up his service and focus to the Vaishnavas. He did not give up his chanting, no? He just allowed the dog to walk along. And the dog was also picking up Krishna Katha and the association of devotees, like that. That's why Mahaprabhu gave mercy to that dog, sent him back to Bharat. So Shivananda Sen was affectionate, not attached. Is that not? What is the proof? He did not give up his spiritual practices. He did not give service to the Vaishnavas. He did not say, "Oh, I had to organize yatra, but what to do? Now I have got the dear dog. I have to organize for him. So you manage the yatra, I'll join you later." He did not say like that. That is attached. That is exactly what Bharat Maharaj is doing. So he is also going on a yatra, not back to Godhead. In the between, he's seeing the deer. Rather than carrying the deer with him to back to Godhead, na, he is getting carried away by the deer. To where? To the deer loka. To some deer loka. Yeah? Instead of Goloka, deer loka. And sure enough, he became a deer in his next life. But that's the best what Krishna could give him. Is his catch. Because he was aiming for deer loka. Krishna made him a very divine deer. A deer who remembers his past life. You know? Like that. So this is the difference between attachment and affection. You should not become attached. Yes, yes, yes. One time, one preacher was very concerned about his facility. His second year devotee was mentoring. And this second year devotee did not come for the morning program. So this devotee went with Prasad to the hostel and to inspire him to come for the morning program. They started inspiring him from 3 p.m. and kept inspiring him till 3 a.m. And next day, both of them were missing from the morning program. The, a third devotee had to go to find them out. And he saw both of them were sleeping in some hall. Why? Because till 3 a.m., they had discussion and both of them got convinced spiritual are very important. And then they went to sleep. So this is affection or attachment. This is attached. So, so going for follow-up, no problem. Yeah. Follow-up can be 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. After that, it is attachment. Like that. Sometimes group leaders may also feel, oh, my group should have the highest scores. Huh? So we may go for follow-up and we come back at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And then either we are missing from the morning program or we are dead in the morning program. Like that. So you have to understand, follow up till 9 o'clock, affection, compassion. Follow up after 9 o'clock, attachment, fall down. Yeah, very, very, very important principle. Very important principle. One time, yeah, Prabhupada is saying, Bharat Maharaj fell down, already fallen. You may say, why Krishna made him a deer? Already has become a deer. Huh? Yeah, already has become a deer. Machinery has got deer machinery installed in his system now. He's just thinking deer, deer, deer. Huh? A dog and the dog's master, a male and the female, may simply go on exchanging their positions for eternity, never to come out because of attachments. That's the point. So one of the voices, they were arranging for Radheshyam's preaching program. And they thought we'll get 600 students for the program. Radheshyam was coming for the program. This should be so massive that Radheshyam would now would see that he has never given such a big program. They were trying like that. A preacher also said that is the main thing to get more and more boys, and they were going enrolling, like that. They were coming back 11:30, 12 o'clock. They asked the preacher, Prabhu said, okay, we can get up a little late. He said, no problem. Money program, no problem. It's okay, whatever time you get up. So reaching most important. Vaishnav Pro's program should success. This voice should be flooded with devotees. Vaishnav came to know about it. Just one day before the program. It was the first time in the history of that college the program was happening on a college level. 600 students were about to were expected around that. Vaishnav cancelled the program. First time in history. Bharatiya Vidyapeeth, first time in history, 600 students, full auditorium, house full, Vaishnav was denied to them. He said, no, not at the cost of survival. Not at the cost of survival. Not at the cost of survival. So I knew this incident. One time I was fourth year. So there was a phase, we were supposed to go for this, there was this youth festival, Pune. 5,000 youth were expected, and we were supposed to put up a stall, and we were not ready. Our posters and things were not ready. Dioramas and many things, many displays, and all we had prepared a lot. So I was in charge. And many second year, third years were there. I had given them tasks, they had not done it. So I came in corporate mode. I said, no, nothing. I have to do it. I have to do it. He said, so, no, 9 o'clock, sleeping time. No? I said, no, computer science, you don't see time. You don't see time. No? You have to finish it. Like that. No? But I knew this incident. I said, you have to finish it. And it doesn't matter what time you sleep. You should be there 3:45 in the morning. Okay. You know, so I was that way trying to incorporate that lesson. Morning program is important, like that. So the second year, some of them got really fed up with this fellow is becoming too strong, like that. So they phoned up Pune, they called up Radheshna Prabhu, uh, and Prabhu, this fellow is doing like this, and he's pressurizing us, Time is less, and everybody's telling we have such a magnificent plan, this, all this remaining, and all, making us work and all that. And uh, uh, when Shampoo heard them, Shampoo heard me, I was saying to what to do, we need to, uh, and Shampoo said, okay, you can go a little late in the night, no? Uh, he said, till 10:30 you can go, okay, like that, no? And I said, maximum till 11 o'clock, nothing beyond that, okay? Very good, like that, right? So Shampoo very, that way. So the point is, one cannot be obsessed. Obsessed. Morning program very important. Spiritual, our own spiritual life very important. No preaching. One time, one day, a temple, one of our devotees, seniors, he was driving the entire fundraising. One day, Bhagavatam was going on. He got up and left with some donor or something. Everybody saw that. I also saw that. And who was going, and everybody saw it. Seemed some donor outside. Big car had come. That fellow. He went with some donor. Some fundraising, some important thing. So when he came back, Vaishnavu called him to the room. Vaishnavu said, Prabhu, where did you go? He said, what to do, Prabhu? The donors and they had called at a meeting, a lot of funds you can get this and that, and very important. They have their own timings, Prabhu, what to do, We cannot do much, so therefore I had to miss the Bhagavatam class, Vaishnavu told that, Vaishnavu told him, you please give up that stay and attend every day morning program. Means attend every day Bhagavatam. Vaishnavu is establishing very powerful principle. Otherwise, attachment. Otherwise, attachment. The donor is saying 8 o'clock, no, let's meet at 8:30. Why 8:30? Why not 9:30 after Bhagavatam? What is the problem? Like that. So, so one should be very careful. Bharat Maharaj allowed his spiritual lives to be diluted to a great extent, and that is unhealthy. That is something unhealthy, and that we should be careful about. So nothing at the cost of our spiritual life, because to help others, we have to get the spiritual energy. So we are instruments, carriers. If we don't have substance medicine, what are we going to give to others? Dry capsules, empty capsules. Yeah, empty capsules, no medicine inside. Or the medicine comes from Krishna Shakti. So if mind is already here and there, and mind is not in sadhana, that is already a fall down. Here it is being said. And therefore, Prabhupada is saying, mind is distracted, mere show of worship will not do any benefit. So when we realize we are attached, we should take shelter of devotees to help us come out. Not just continue with mere show of worship or mere external display that, okay, I am also devotee. Let's read further. Anya dhanusham udvignamana iva pepana sakaruna darashena haridakramata vidahavikivana hidaya samtapas tameva शोचन किल कस्मलं महदभेदं पिता इति उवाच. If Bharat Maharaj sometimes could not see the deer, his mind would be very agitated. He would become like a miser who, having obtained some riches, has lost them and had then become very unhappy. When the deer was gone, he would be filled with anxiety and would lament due to separation. Thus, he would become illusion and speak as follows. If a poor man loses some money or gold, he at once becomes very much agitated. Similarly, the mind of Bharat Maharaj would become agitated when he did not see the deer. This is an example of how our attachments can be transferred. If our attachment is transferred to the Lord's service, we progress. Srila Rupa Goswami prayed to the Lord that he would be as naturally attracted to the Lord's service as young men and young women are naturally attracted to each other. Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited such attachment to the Lord when he jumped into the ocean or he cried at night in separation. However, if our attachment is diverted to material things instead of to the Lord, we will fall down from the spiritual platform. Now, this is quite instructive because we see Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj, he's not seeing the deer. He's so much in anxiety about the deer. Oh, is my dear okay? Something happened to him? Jackal has eaten him? What has gone wrong with him? Is he angry with me? Have I done any offense to him? His mind is filled with innumerable infinite anxieties about the deer. Just imagine, just try to see the irony of this. Come and say, Arey, he's genuinely concerned about the deer. Is it not? It looks to be genuine affection for the deer. Or he's genuinely so much loving for the deer. Is this love and affection? Not at all. Not at all. Is this responsibility? Not at all. You may say, no, he's responsible for the deer, the protection of the deer and all that. No, my dear sir, this is not responsibility. This is not love and affection. What is the proof? The proof is the same Bharat Maharaj is the father of so many children and his citizens. Not a single thought is coming in his mind. What about my children? What about my citizens? What about my queens? Are they okay or are they raped by some Muslims? Not a single thought is coming in his mind, or any such thought is coming in his mind, not like that. And therefore, the thought what is coming is dear. This goes to show that this entire game of mundane attachment is an illusory game. It is an illusory game. The same person, had he been in his palace, he would have been ready to give up his life for his children, wife, and kingdom and citizens. Now he's out of that place. He doesn't care a fig about it. I was thinking about the deer. Suppose this deer had already gone, before his attachment, matured to that extent, and he would have become attached to, some penguin, some cow, some here, some there. Is it not? Then be obsessed and anxiety about that person. No? So is this responsibility? No, this is illusion. So what is he attached to? You know, what is he attached to that? What is he attached to that? Is it not? Bharat Maharaj, the king, was ready to give up his life for his citizens, his wife, his queen, and his children. Now he's ready to give up his everything for the sake of his wealth was his spiritual practices. Is it not? And he has given that up for the sake of the deer. Uh, Instead of a deer, he would have got a penguin. He would have become attached to a penguin. I say penguin. anybody, sheep, like that. So what is this? This is material plane. And in material plane, no one is attached to anyone per se. So what is Bharat Maharaj actually attached to? His own self. He's so much in anxiety about deer because my dear, my dear. Yeah, he is attached not to deer, not to that deer, but my dear. Because how can something wrong happen to my dear? And therefore, Bhagavatam explains, exposes the bare reality of the truth of this material world, that everybody is just attached to himself. And one only serves people whom they see in connection to them, like that. So that's all. It's harsh, but this is the harsh reality. So this whole sense of attachment is actually an illusion. Yeah. Because I have tagged this deer as mine, I am attached to this deer. So people become attached. My counseling, not to fellow another because he's another Vaishnava. No, I am attached because he's my counseling. Tomorrow he changes the counselor. Hell with him. Isn't that, no? My disciple, like that. Yeah, that's the fact. Bharat Maharaj is showing this. Bharat Maharaj is showing this. A person on Bhava platform is showing this. What to say of all of us? So you see, is not Bharat Maharaj doing everything because it's my deer? But there are so many other deers in the forest. Bharat Maharaj didn't care for them. Huh? Yeah, could have just roam around. Huh? So many deers. And deers also do progeny. There might be some little deers also. Like this deer. Bharat Maharaj didn't care for them. So he is not Upadishta Samadrishti. No? He's not developing attachment for those deers. So that might be. Why is he not, if he's able to think so much about the deer, why is he not getting thought about his wife, his queens? Somebody might have attacked his kingdom. His sons might not have been able to rule properly. They might have got some fight between his sons. Who knows? Who knows? Not a single thought is coming. Why? Because they are no more mine now. Because it is ours. You know? So this notion of mine is an illusory notion. So what is mine, what is thine, what is yours, what is mine? These are all illusions. A person is brought in one illusion, he accepts one illusion, he is ready to give his life for that sake. He's put into another illusion, he is ready to give his life for that sake. And in this way, everyone is simply wasting their lives. That's yeah. Therefore, unless we have Krishna conscious substance, we are actually not doing good to anybody in this world. We'll simply get some trapped in some sort of illusion, and that illusion one thing, this is mine, and we were thinking I'm serving, the other person is thinking we are serving them, but we may be serving our own aham mameti false ego. That's all. It's so simple, no? When people marry, they love each other, they're ready to give their lives for each other. Hmm? In few months or years, they're at the verge of divorce. They divorce, they hate each other, they want to kill each other. Same person. Same person. Look at this material world. So illusory. Therefore, we need Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we'll be mad. Because this world is mad actually. Love becomes hate, hate becomes love. कुछ समझ में नहीं आता चल क्या रहा है समझ में नहीं आता what is going on like that. So Bharat Maharaj, so that is why you see Prabhupada is speaking the point. This attachment can be transferred. So this is what we will elaborate on. Previously, Bharat Maharaj attachment was wife, children, and all that. No? Now Bharat Maharaj attachment is towards the deer. So how anybody when accepts as mine, attachment goes there. Like that. So the best transfer of attachment is attachment, the transferring the attachment to the Lord service. So that is the best directionality for attachment. All other attachments, mundane attachments. So Bharat Maharaj, not a single thought about this family. So much thoughts about the deer. Transfer of attachment. So let's not transfer our attachment to here and then mundane statements. Let's transfer our attachment to the Supreme God. Let's transfer our attachment to the Supreme God. Yes, question. So it's also think in a way that we are expecting to talk that in order to reach, we should focus on our own karma so that we can get help. And it will not think that okay, I need to do sadhana like this so that I can do and that thinking. No, that thinking is not wrong. That thinking is okay. But I need to do sadhana to preach. Because if I do my sadhana nicely, if I take care of my spiritual life, I can preach better. No? That's how the okay thought. That is proper. Because to supply, we need to have stock. And to be focused on getting the stock is not wrong. It's not wrong. Unless we are Krishna conscious, how can we give Krishna conscious? So Prabhupada never stressed on late night book discussion. Prabhupada said come back in the evening. Therefore Prabhupada kept evening program. There was morning program, there was evening program. We only stress one now. There was evening program also. Today we are doing evening program. Prabhupada will do every day. So whole day the devotees of God, evening they would come for Aarti. 6:30, 7 o'clock they would come. So for Aarti they will attend. And then evening class I will do. And then Krishna book reading. And then they will drink milk. Now take some khichdi. Then sit down, Krishna book reading, drink some milk, take this. So in between, Sankirtan. Like that. A nice life. So Baba didn't say, okay, grill till 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, good night, midnight. No, no. Yes, yes, yes. One should see that I'm preaching a service. So there is nothing wrong in that. So, uh, just like just like every father or parent, he thinks, that okay, I need to maintain my family. Let me go and earn money for that. So now we may say he is obsessed about his career. No, he is no. The opposite was Gabriel will not give time to his family, no? But if he is going, getting money and giving to family, then he is working for the family, no? Like that. So therefore, the uh, so our parampara is to be a carrier, to get strength from Krishna, from the acharyas, and to share that strength, to help people. Like that is our process. That's our process. So whose glory is Krishna's glory? Whose mercy? Acharya's mercy. Who are you? Carrier. Simple. Yes, be a carrier. Good. So, like say, if you like the lecture, so whom are you going to appreciate? You're going to appreciate me? Are you going to appreciate the mic or the cord or the charging cord? You know, you may say, oh, what a great charging cord, very spiritual, you know, or the amplifier. No? Whom are you going to appreciate? Not like that. So who are we? We are the mic, the charging cord, the amplifier. No? Like that. Where is the content coming from? It's coming from the acharyas. Unfortunately, forget this. We think it's coming from me. अरे प्रभु मैंने इतने लोगों को भक्त बनाया. अच्छा, आपने इतने लोगों को भक्त बना दिया. अच्छा, है ना, कहाँ से बनाया? प्रचार करके. क्या प्रचार किया? है ना? क्या प्रचार किया? किधर से किया प्रचार? ना, sometimes people say, oh प्रभु, these are my candidates. मेरे, मैं भक्ति में लेके. अच्छा, कैसे लेके आया? प्रचार करके. क्या प्रचार किया? कहाँ से किया? What did you speak? प्रभुपाद की बुक से तो बोला है. Is it not? What you have heard from devotees. So whom does it belong to? So how can we think I am a great preacher? We remain a teacher all the time, not a preacher. Like this. So we are a mic cords. Nobody says, ना mic cords से क्या glorious lecture है आज का class. No? Mic प्रभु की जय. We don't say like. So we need to understand. We are instruments. Huh? We are instruments. We are carriers. We have to receive the mercy and we have to conduct the mercy. We cannot claim proprietorship. Yes. So we are carriers. We are carriers. So we have to be connected. We have to take guidance. And we have to understand that whatever result comes, we offer it to Krishna. Everything. You know? Whose glory? Krishna's glory. You know? And it's our fortune that we are a part of this Krishna's glory. But it is actually Krishna's glory. That's the point. Let's read further. Yeah, transfer of attachment. So better transfer our attachment to Krishna. What a beautiful point Prabhupada is saying. अभिभात सवै कृपना एन बालको मृतहरिणे स्वतोः मम नर्यस्य सखा किरातं तेन आकृतं सुकृतस्य चितरिश्रम्भः आत्मा प्रत्ययेन तद् अविघ्नाय सुजान इवागमिष्यति. Bharat Maharaj would think, alas, the deer is now helpless. I am now very unfortunate, and my mind is like a cunning hunter, for it is always filled with cheating propensities and cruelty. The deer has put his faith in me, just as a good man who has a natural interest in good behavior forgets the misbehavior of a cunning friend and puts his faith in him. and puts his faith in him. Although I have proved faithless, will this deer return and place its faith in me? Will this deer return and place its faith in me? Bharat Maharaj was very noble and exalted, and therefore when the deer was absent from him, he thought himself unworthy to give it protection. Due to his attachment for the animal, he thought that the animal was as noble and exalted as he was. Yeah, same attachment story. According to the logic of Atmavan Manyate Jagat, everyone thinks of others according to his own position. Therefore, Maharaj Bharat felt that the deer had left him due to his negligence, and that due to the animal's noble heart, it would run again. No? So look at the power of illusion. Look at the power of illusion. What a terrible illusion. Bharat Maharaj is Bharat Maharaj is applying all the spiritual principles onto a very shabby goal and objective. It is said that a devotee in the Bhava platform is Asha Baddha. He has hope against hope. Krishna will be merciful. Krishna will come in front of me. Merciful Krishna will neglect my sinful tendencies and pick me up. And he has placed the Bharat, the deer, our unfortunate. So this is Maya. Therefore, Prabhupada says, better surrender to Krishna. One who doesn't surrender to Krishna, not that he doesn't surrender, he surrenders fully to Maya. Like that. So, the Bhagavatam it is explained. So, ultimately, one cannot escape the Supreme Lord. But why not to surrender favorably? So, Bhagavatam it is explained in this episode of Samudra Manthan Leela. So, the demons, they snatched a nectar pot from, from Lord Dhanvantari. So they snatched the nectar pot from Lord Dhanvantari and they thought that okay, they are all good now. They have got the nectar. But they don't understand. They are playing with the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord is the greatest player of all players. If one tries to cheat the Lord, they forget that the Supreme Lord is the greatest cheat of all the cheats. The Supreme Lord came in a different avatar. All the demons gave their nectar pot back to Lord Vishnu. Said, you dispute. And the Lord said, if you ask me to distribute, I have terms and conditions. They said, all terms, conditions signed. You can do whatever you like. The Lord said, you cannot raise your voice once I start. They said, no problem. No, no. She said, you have to give me full freedom. They said, no problem. Yeah. Yeah. No. He said, you have to just accept whatever I do, whomever I distribute, whatever strategy I follow. They said, yes, yes. No problem. You can do anything you like. And then the Lord said, okay, this is registered on this day, Indian Supreme Court. I'll start. And then Lord Vinimurti started distributing. Not a single drop to the kids. But they cannot raise their voice. They wanted to, they were not able to tolerate. But the demons are very restless and impatient. They are not tolerant. They just wanted to smash everything. But they would get up. But they would look at the face of Mohini Murthy and they said, okay, better I be quiet. Because there's a possibility she can marry me. Demons. So the so like that. And Radha Shampur says People may not surrender to Lord, but they become dancing dogs in the hands of a woman. Dancing dogs in the hands of a woman. That's all. Better to surrender to Krishna than to the objects of Maya Shakti. Like that. So same emotions. So every person has to exhibit full surrender. Some of them surrender fully to one's boss because they're attached to getting money. Some of them to their PhD guide because they have to get a degree. Some of them to their wife. Some of them to their children. But the principle of full surrender is there. No one can escape. Better to full surrender to God. That's much more auspicious for everyone else. Take 17. Api sheme nashmu ashram ashramo pagani tasmani charantam devaguptam darshyami. Alas, is it possible that I can again see this animal protected by the Lord and fearless of tigers and other animals? Shall I see him again wandering in the garden eating soft grass? Purport. Maharaj Bharat thought that the animal was disappointed in his protection and had left him for the protection of a demigod. Regardless, he ardently desired to see the animal again within the ashram, eating the soft grass and not fearing tigers and other animals. Bharat Maharaj could think only of the deer and how the animal could be protected from all kinds of inauspicious things. From the materialistic point of view, such kind thoughts were very laudable. But from the spiritual point of view, the king was actually falling from his exalted spiritual position and unnecessarily becoming attached to an animal, thus degrading himself. He would have to accept an animal body. So this is simply called down, Prabhupada is saying. It may look very laudable, oh, such kind feelings of affection are simply called down, nothing else. Is unnecessary feelings for an animal. Unnecessary feelings for an animal. So, so the Lord Vishnu is maintaining every living entity. Lord Vishnu decides, every grain which comes in the mouth of any living entity, Lord Vishnu, where from that grain will come, how that will go inside the mouth. Like that. Lord Narayana decided everything. We barge in between and say, no, I am Karta Bharata. कहाँ से आ गए? Huh? Is it not? We barge in between. So, is it not? And we think I am Karta, 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 like that. So look at the nature. The Goswamis of Vrindavan are praying. हे राधे व्रजदेवी के चलरित हे नंद सुनो पुता ओशंतम मिति सर्वतो व्रजपुरे कालिंदी वने कुतः. And the Goswami is praying, oh Krishna or Radharani, the gopis, where are you? No, I'm here in Govardhan, I'm not finding you. No, are you in Vrindavan? Are you in Govardhan? Are you in the banks of Mother Yamuna? Where are you? I'm searching for you everywhere in the groves of Vrindavan, and I'm not able to find you. Bharat Maharaj is singing the same song. Hey dear, Kutaha, like that. Something like that only is saying. So, is so anxious. This is all cheating. This is false. Why this false? This is all cheating. That living entity whom Bharat Maharaj is claiming to his own, that living entity is an eternal spirit soul. Even though that eternal spirit soul is there in the material world, it is Lord Krishna who is taking care of that living entity in all his bodies. in one particular body, which is just a fraction of a moment. Hmm? Here is another living entity who is barging in and saying, I am the protector of this fellow. Cheating. Absolute cheating. Absolute cheating. किधर से प्रोटेक्टर? इधर ना. किधर से प्रोटेक्टर? Absolute cheating. Absolutely illogical. That deer, that mother deer was ready to give birth to one child deer. And she may had her fellows also, no? No? And they would also have given birth to other deers at the same time, no? Bharat Maharaj not having any feelings for any of them. Yeah, that's the point. It's aham mamiti. It's feeding the false ego. So this is cheating. So you say, okay, my candidate. अरे भाई, जब तुम पैदा भी नहीं हुए थे तब भी तुम्हारे कैंडिडेट को भगवान ही संभाल रहे थे. And even after we die तब भी अपने कैंडिडेट को भगवान ही संभालेंगे. Is it not? Only in between we come and we claim सब मैंने किया है. Sometimes even devotees say मैंने ISKCON के लिए इतना कुछ किया. Really? So we have to save ourselves from this illusion. Look at the illusion, no? The cheating, no? We कहाँ से आ गए आप? Is it not? It's just like parents, they are giving birth to the child, raise the child is 3, 4 years old, parents are carrying in the lap, है ना? Some auntie comes in between, she says, अच्छा कितना प्यारा बच्चा है. She takes that child in the गोदी. She says, मेरा बच्चा है. क्यों? पिछले 10 मिनट से मैंने उठा के रखा. अरे पुअर लॉजिक ना. ये लॉजिक है. तो मदर फादर सर कौन हो आप, सुनो आप, है ना, आर यू ओके? आई थिंक यू नीड अ साइकेट्रिस्ट. Is it not? Huh? It's such a poor logic. The same thing we do, actually. What's this question? Which one? Which translation? That I should actually see if I cannot protect. Yeah, he's so eager for the darshan. Huh? Yeah. No, he wants that the animal should be protected by the Lord. So he's dictating to the Lord. देखो भगवान बचा लेना. है कि नहीं? अपना एग्जिस्टेंस प्रूव करना है तो बचा ले. नहीं तो मैं ही सोशल मीडिया में वायरल करूँ. ना? ये आप पत्थर की मूर्त है, मूर्त है, मूर्त है ना? They show like that. That's what, you know. So he is dictating the Lord. So भगवान आप हैं, भगवान है. So this is called as, what kind of desperation. But this is all illusion. This is all cheating. You know? If we see logically, this is cheating. Nobody can take the child in the lap for 10 minutes and claim proprietorship of the child. We do the same. भरत महाराज 10 साल भी नहीं हुए. 10 साल में तो डियर का लाइफ स्पैन आधा निकल जाएगा. 10 साल. I believe 20 years will be maximum deer life. काव का तो नहीं रहता है. डॉग का भी शायद नहीं रहता है 20 years के आसपास. हाँ. तो अभी डियर को साल भर भी नहीं हुआ. And Bharat Maharaj saying, oh my dear, uh, shall I see you wandering again in the grooves of Krishna Vrindavan, getting south for us? Very unfortunate. So therefore, from Bhagavad we can learn how we can So it's simply mundane attachments. Huh? It's simply falling down from his thing, unnecessarily proposing, unnecessarily becoming attached to an animal. जरूरत ही नहीं है. कौन सा attachment to an animal? Is it not? If Bharat Maharaj wanted the welfare of that animal, Bharat Maharaj should have chanted one to extra rounds for that animal. He was on Bhava platform. His chanting was so pure. एक माला वो डियर के लिए कर लेते, वो डियर को ह्यूमन लाइफ, डिवोटी लाइफ सब मिल जाता है ना. हाँ. और डियर, उसका तो वैसे 20 साल का लाइफ होगा मैक्स. वो भी शेर वेर ने खा लिया बीच में तो और कम है लाइफ ना. ऐसे तो जंगल है ना. तो वो 8 10 15 साल का उसका लाइफ था. भरत महाराज तपस्या करके रोज एक माला कर लेते, उसको शत्रुपक्ष के घर में जन्म मिल जाता. Yeah, like that. So that would have been a good help. We could have prayed for the deer. उसको प्रसाद खिला देते भगवान को ऑफर करके. Is it not? No? So there are so many animals who come to our ISKCON temples every day. Yeah, yeah. To attend Mangal Aarti. Huh? Yeah, no, no. There are many animals, dogs, uh, peacocks, yeah, peacock, dogs, like that. Jananand Maharaj has written a whole book, Animals and Krishna Consciousness. There are so many animals. Like in New Vrindavan, a peacock would come every day Mangal Aarti time and leave a feather for the Lord every day, every day. A devotee peacock. So Bharat Maharaj, if he would have continued his spiritual practices, the deer would have come every day and heard him chant, seen him chant, doing Mangal Aarti, thought the prasad, the remnant, and continue. वो डियर का बहुत भला हो जाता है. इतने अफेक्शन की वजह से भरत महाराज spoiled his own spiritual. So when we are attached, we actually do disservice to the other person whom we are attached. भरत महाराज is actually doing disservice to the deer. तो खुद का तो, उसका तो बेचारे का कुछ किया नहीं भला, खुद का भी गुरु कर दिया. Is it not? But only because of his battery backup and very much because of the merciful nature of the Lord, Bharat Maharaj could get a chance. Otherwise, he messed up like anything. And therefore, Prabhupada is saying unnecessary attachment to an unnecessary, unnecessary attachment to an animal. उसको तो समझ में भी नहीं आ रहा वो क्या कर रहा है उसके साथ. Yeah, over pamper also unnecessary attachment, over pamper, like that. So that is what we need to save ourselves from. So we are learning very important and wonderful lessons from Bharat Maharaj in this great episode in 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll continue collecting these beautiful gems of lessons from Bharat Maharaj's instructions in our further classes. Let's stop here for today. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Arghya Prabhu has come. Thank you, Arghya Prabhu, for coming.
Hare Krishna.
Rahul,
Thank
Hari Prabhu, thank you. And Rahul Prabhu has also come. Thank you, Rahul.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.